just have to use this phone from now on. The other phone is broke. Yep. See it?
Right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash. We want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who we learned this truth from, and say peace, mercy, and blessings unto all those who elect. All right, the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means he exists or he is to be. The name of the Son is Yahweh Shai, which means he is the deliverer. Right, we are the Hebrew Israelites. There's 12 tribes that consist of our nation. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Blacks, Hispanics. We're those people that make up the lost 12 tribes of Israel. All right, now the self-proclaimed white man, Caucasian, European, their biblical nationality is Esau, Edom, Idumea, Mount Seir. Right, and according to Bible prophecy, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Okay? When you think about this so-called thing called life, there's two key main characters, all right, and it's playing out right now. Give me Genesis 25, we start at 20. Still got it there. There's two key main characters that's playing out right now. All right, Esau, Edom, they're the nation that's ruling right now. The scripture says that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. But then you got the Israelites, we're under captivity of this man Esau Edom. This is why you got ICE rolling around, targeting anything browner than a paper bag. They're targeting the tribes. That's what's happening right now. Okay, if you pay attention to what's going on in the news, the media, with this whole so-called death with Charlie Kirk, which I speak as a man, but I think the shit looks staged, Hey, there's a saying by Shakespeare, the world is a stage. So a lot of this stuff is actually staged. Even the stabbing that happened on the bus, a lot of it don't look real. Got that?
Genesis 25 and 20.
Yep.
This is the book of Genesis 25 and verse 20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian, of Padan Aram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. 21. And Isaac entreated
Shalom.
the Lord Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord Yahweh was entreated of him.
Yeah, meaning what? The Most High answered his prayer. All right? The Most High allowed Rebekah to get pregnant. Because there was a time where she wasn't, just like with who? Isaac. And that's why it says, in Isaac shall thy seed be called, not Ishmael. All right? So-called white man, he comes from Abraham and Isaac. All right? But he's not the chosen. Keep going.
And it says, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
So when it said they struggled together within her, I mean, there was what? There was a battle going on. All right? They were fighting each other in the womb. Okay? And this really goes back to when you go to Genesis, where it told the serpent, he said, I will bruise thy head, and he shall bruise thy heel, roughly paraphrasing. Then when you go to Revelation, it tells you that it's Esau, that old serpent, the dragon. All right? It's the same God. So there's always been this battle, this power struggle between good and evil, the two main characters, which is Jacob and Esau.
It says, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh. And the Lord Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Two different nations. All right? two great nations, all right? Because one was going to be the nation of Esau, Edom, but then also you have the nation of Israel, all right, from whence comes Jacob. The Most High changed Jacob's name to Israel, which Israel means Yasher Allah. He's the prince of the power. Okay, and from Israel, he's the father of the 12 tribes, the 12 patriarchs, from Judah to Issachar. And today, these 12 tribes, there's not just one tribe, because whenever you hear about the JOO, 1948ers, you only hear about one tribe. But what about the other 11 tribes?
Right.
Okay, and another point to show that those are not the people, there's a book by Arthur Koestler called The 13 Tribe, which is breaking down how if these are the so-called people, then there must be a 13 tribe,
Right.
which there isn't. The scriptures only speaks about 12 tribes. Revelation 7, 12,000 from each tribe, right?
Leave it up to South Africa, be the nation of Islam.
Lost tribe of Shabazz.
Exactly.
Yep, we good.
And it says, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
So they were going to be separated. There's going to come a time to where these 2 manner of people are going to be, the Lord been separated in the spirit. That's why they were fighting in the womb. All right? And another thing about Esau and Jacob, they're a reincarnation of who? Cain and Abel. So they were never going to get along. And that's pretty much the point.
Right. And the one shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
The one people shall be stronger than the other. The Israelites, the Most High, made us spiritually and physically stronger than you Edomites.
Mentally too.
And mentally. All right? Go ahead. Are you trying to say something?
Oh, no. I was just
Okay.
saying because when you had, you said, the scripture said Jake is the former of all things. So everything you see damn near in America was created by what? Either an enslaved person or a freed slave. And even up to nowadays, you speed ahead. You got the guy, Jake invented with the cell phone.
The internet.
The video games, you fucking racist ass Edomites be on talking shit. Calling Jake all kind of niggas on Call of Duty and shit. Yeah, that's what we playing them goddamn video games if it wasn't for a so-called black man.
To the air conditioner, get hot, you turn on that AC.
Right.
A lot of these great inventions were created by our people, man.
Right.
So through all the hell that we've been through, the Most High, the slavery, the slave ships, the Jim Crow, the Klan, all of that shit we've been through, we're still here, man.
Persevering.
Malachi, bro. Malachi 4.
Persevering at that. What they call it? Now I wouldn't say thriving, but we surviving. We're survivors.
What is that? Verse 6. Stones of Jacob did not consume. So the Lord's mercy. I'll keep going, bro.
Okay. And it says, and the elder shall serve the younger.
All right. Keep going.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
So the elder, so that's the clue right there. The first brother because these were 2 men that were going to become 2 great nations, but the first one that was to become out was to be a servant. Okay? So you goddamn Edomites, you're a servant. And that's why it also says that I have seen
servants upon horses. Princes walking the earth.
Yep. Get that one next.
And that's that famous statue of who?
Andrew
Roosevelt?
I forgot.
Was that Roosevelt? On the horse?
Jackson.
You can look it up. Anyway, y'all know that statue with Gad and open one side is the devil.
Horse.
Yeah, on the horse.
Roosevelt.
Yeah.
This is Sirach 10 and 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. So the princes are the Israelites. It goes back to the name. All right, Yasher Allah, meaning he's a prince of power. Okay, the sons of God, another way of saying it. Okay, right now we're in a position of service, being working in these jobs because we're still in our captivity unto this day, subject unto payment. So you have to work because you got payments that you're subject unto. If you don't pay your rent, said you're gonna be homeless. You don't take care of your car, you're not gonna have one. You gotta pay taxes and shit. You know, so we have to do these things because what we have to accept our captivity. You know.
And then that too be subject to vanity. These people are vain out here, man. They don't stand for shit. You know what I'm saying? All they want to do is PB and J. Party, bullshit, and just fuck around. You know what I'm saying? It says 24, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right, twins. Now, they wasn't identical. I believe the other word is fraternal.
Right.
All right, they weren't identical, but they do have the same mother and father. And they were coming out, right behind one another.
25. And the first came out red all over like in hairy garment.
Right, meaning what? He pretty much came out as a perfect leper. And the fact that he came out red, his name is out of Wom, Edom, which means red.
Wasted away his heat.
Exactly. He didn't have any pigmentation.
And wasn't that the color they dyed the badger skin?
Like some of the tents.
Yes, the tents. They dyed the tent red. And it says, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel.
Which that name is because it says what? It means wasted away his heat. He wasted his birthright. He sold it for, like they say, what? Feed me again with that same bread pottage. So he sold it. He pretty much wasted.
Right.
And you got to think about it. If he didn't sell it to Jacob, he probably would have sold it to Ishmael or Ham. Ham would have the birthright.
Right.
Because he sold it to somebody else.
Right.
But the Lord had set it up to where Jacob was going to get it.
Yeah.
And to this day, he's still salty about that. That's what they don't understand it, but that's where that deep hatred and how you said tension goes back to. It goes back to the birthright.
Yeah. I was just dwelling on that yesterday and shit. That's what it says. After the morning of my father, I killed my brother. And that perpetual hatred, man, that never went away. That's bad blood. You know what I'm saying? That's like, when you got the other side of the family and your mom to tell you like, yeah, I don't fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? They wild as a bitch. You know what I'm saying? They ignorant. We don't mess with that side of the family. That's what Jacob and Esau is. You know what I'm saying? That evil twin brother.
Even on the Bob Chop got a book on that too. I forgot the name of it. I put it in the group chat, before some years ago. I forgot the name of that book. I want to get it. It said it right in that book. It said, what one? Esau he didn't count on that. They prideful. They put everything in the book. They don't expect that we're gonna get a hold of that. So now we know the truth. So it's not really about your color. It's about that birthright. It's spiritual. Like you kind of see it in these medieval movies too. Like you always have like king have mad sons. When he died, one of them gonna get the throne. So the other brother, they know that's next up. The other brothers be even they trying to like, yo, we gotta kill him. I gotta get my throne next. I'm supposed to be next. They trying to kill up, get some assassins, some outsiders, kill their brothers so they can be the next on the throne. That's the same. It's the same thing with us.
Movies like King Arthur show you that.
Yep.
But that even happened with Solomon. Remember the other brothers?
Yep.
From the
Absalom.
other mother?
Absalom. Yep.
She tried to present him like he was up next. You know what I'm saying? Lord said, nah, he ain't got it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't it.
Which he was like a crowd favorite, if you will.
Yeah.
I mean, like he's popular.
Yeah. Yep. It says, called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she buried him.
With Jacob going into what? Yaakov, meaning supplanter, because that's how he got him. He said, Esau came out, I'm hungry.
Right.
Man, feed me some of that stew you make. Jake be hooking it up to this day. To this day, Jake can cook their ass off, man. Especially the men of our nation.
Yeah.
So nowadays, the women of our nation, they don't really cook like that. Our men are better cooks.
27, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
So if you look at it this way, what Shakespeare said, the world is a stage. This man, he just playing his role. And the character in the movie has certain characteristics about him. And Esau characteristics, who hunts and shit? Who's known for hunting?
Right.
Has all that hunting gear on, 2-week hunt, sitting in his tree.
Yeah, deer piss,
So,
urine.
Man versus wild. That's his spirit. He can't help it.
Bear grizzly.
But you know what? Isaac loved him for that.
Right.
It says that. It said Isaac loved Esau.
Yeah.
That's why. You know what I'm saying?
But that's just a manly thing. You want to look at your son. Yeah, okay. Go give me some of that venison, man, that I like. Have your mom cook it up. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain characteristics that you like in one child that the other one might not necessarily per se have, but still love them equally. Esau was good at hunting, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give it to him. Shit.
And to this day, he's hunting with his media.
Yeah.
All right, because going back to the whole Charlie Kirk situation. I speak as a man, but I don't think that man is dead. If you look at what happened, it looks staged.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's pretty much a movie. Like you watching a movie, you see somebody get shot. You know what I mean? They're not dead. Their character died.
Right.
So we don't ever have to see this man again. But guess what? The damage is done. Because those emotions and people are stirred to the point that they're talking about civil war. That's how pissed off they are. So it's like you got a cat in the corner, any type of animal in the corner, you keep messing with it, it's gonna lash out. But that's these Americans,
Yeah, I've seen videos of grown ass men crying like, you know what I'm saying, they lost their mama and shit over this dude. You know what I'm saying? And it's been brought out that they caught the shooter. I think he was a 22-year-old out from Washington, Utah.
Yep, Utah. Then the governor of Utah, this man got on the fucking news. He said, I was praying it wasn't one of us. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He said, I was hoping it was an immigrant or anybody. Pretty much he was saying, I was hoping it was a nigga.
Yeah.
Not an Edomite.
One of the minorities.
So that goes to show you, Edomites, you think, I saw another video, they were saying, white man, fight back.
Right.
They were chanting. But who are you going to? You're going to be fighting yourself.
Each other.
Right. You're going to be fighting your damn self.
They threatened HBCU with that college.
Yeah, those are black colleges, the HBCUs. After Charlie Kirk got so-called popped, those campuses got put on what? They had to pretty much on lockdown. Because there was a threat to be under attack,
I mean, what was the premise of him going there? Ain't he MAGA? What the hell? So that was just like insult.
No, he wasn't going there, all right, because he don't really deal with the tribes, especially Jake. But when that happened, they were talking about attacking Jake's schools, Jake colleges,
because
retaliation.
More and more information is coming in by the day. So I just saw that today when they caught the YWN, young white nigga.
Yep.
They caught the YWN.
And there's a whole lot of school shootings going on too. Push them to pass stricter gun laws because they know Americans are, this is the most strapped country on the planet. So they can't just come in and just gunfights. So things like this are going to push for what? Gun control.
Right.
So you can't just go out and have arms, or you got to register them, or they got to have a sample of your blood for you to get a gun.
Yeah.
Well,
what Jadakiss said, he said, I'm good long as an old gun could kill a new nigga. A gun is a gun, nigga. It's dangerous. know what I'm saying? An old Winchester rifle will kill your ass, you know what I'm saying? It hit you in the right spot, even with that armor on. You know what I'm saying? Certain calibers can pierce that shit. You know, but y'all seen that 13-year-old got caught with 23 all type of long rifles and handguns and shit.
Right.
Y'all see that one? I forgot where he was out of, but he was plotting another school, you know what I'm saying, if
Yep.
you will,
Yep.
pop.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of that going on. You know, why is that? Because they want to come after you. They want an excuse to take your guns.
Right.
You know, a lot of it is MK Ultra.
And it says, here we go right here. A man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
No, when it says plain, that you look up that word, it means righteous. It don't mean like plain Jane. It means like he's a righteous man walking after the fear of the Lord, pretty much.
Right.
You know, walking in statutes, commandments. You know, he just wanted to seek the Lord. They said the same thing about Enoch, but Enoch got translated. I believe it says Enoch was perfect in his days. You know,
Right.
meaning what? He was a man of the Lord. Esau, he was more of a worldly man.
Right.
You know,
And
we
also,
see that today.
yeah, also too, that's not really a bad thing either, because that means you don't get into too much shit. If you just, you plain simple man, we simple. We don't need much to function. Food, water, shelter, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing wrong with being with what you would call regular, degular, you know what I'm saying?
That's the attribute of a Jake.
Content.
Yeah, content.
You'll sit, chill in the house. You know, Jake in the world, play video games. That's all they want.
Yeah, shalom.
That's all Jake wanted to do. Shalom. Get woman.
What's up, man?
No, man. Bro.
Yeah, man.
You know you remember me, right?
Of course. You sat down a little bit. Yeah. Healthier, man. Ain't good having all that weight on you,
It's
too.
the drinking and excess.
Yeah.
And excess is
That's gluttony. That's the same, too. Too much anything bad for you.
Clifford, North
Right.
Street, Portland, Hudson. Oh, God.
That's
It's good to see brothers, man.
Yes, sir. Good seeing you always, brother.
All right.
Stay
Peace,
up,
peace.
man.
Peace.
Shalom. Shalom.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, bro. All right.
Yeah, I definitely. Everybody here is here. Yeah,
Yes, sir. Respect.
Yes,
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect. All right. Yeah.
I'm back in.
Yeah.
Well, actually, jump to 27 and go to 38.
Okay.
Wait.
I'm pastoring, so.
Keep going. Does it talk about him selling?
Yeah, right here. Right here. And it says, 28, and Isaac loved Esau.
That's it. So he loved Esau. That's Yahweh Shah.
Look at that. Got some murder on film. We walking up on him like Michael Myers.
It's crazy out here, man. When it says the days are evil,
Remember the one you sent in the chat? The nigga beheaded the dude, and he
yeah.
rolled it out like a bowling ball.
Yep, that was
Picked it up,
down there in Dallas. That's a spirit.
threw it in the dumpster and shit. Over what? A laundry mat? A wash machine? This shit get crazy, man. And it says, don't fall, motherfucker.
No, you should be getting out.
Bad 29.
Yeah, we're gonna have to move next week, brothers. This shit getting too demonic. Good?
Good, audio good.
Look at this shit, man.
That He did do something to him. He ain't hear nothing else from him.
Hell no. That's how Esau gonna be. He says, no. I'm working. I believe this.
For he that, book of Hebrews chapter 12, verse 17. For ye know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessings, was rejected.
Right, he would have got the blessing, but the Lord ultimately, this is his blessing right now. We're living it. Kingdom of America, different kingdoms that he got, this is it. And he thinks that he's actually going to rule forever, but he's not.
For ye know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
And that's not just talking about the patriarch Esau. That's talking about the entire nation, a nation of rejects. All right?
Devil's reject.
That helped us there.
Go ahead, no, Genesis 27. Damn, man, this is crazy.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 28, 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
So he was crying because he realized, like, damn, at that, they got that saying, at this point, he knew he fucked up.
Right.
That's the time he knew he fucked up, man. When Isaac told him, like, look, I already gave you a blessing to Jacob. Now what you want me to do? So he cried, and then, because going back to Isaac loving Esau, Isaac still gave him a blessing, man. But his blessing is actually a curse. You going?
Right. Verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above.
So he blessed him to have what? Dominion over the world.
Right.
Get Job 9:24.
And that's land, water, and air.
Going into what? The Space Force,
Right?
the Navy, the U.S. Coastal Guard, the Marines,
Air Force.
going into different military branches, which is prior to a couple of days ago was known as the Department of Defense, but now Trump renamed that to what? Department of War. Why is that? Then shortly after, Charlie Kirk gets shot because we're in a time of war. They putting the spirit of war out there for you people to fight against each other. So guess what, man? Avoid large gatherings. If you use your wives, do not go to these fucking protests. Because I just seen the other day, a brawl broke out at the Charlie Kirk, vigil, or however you said. And there was an Issacharite, it's like Edomites was out there whooping, he's, trying to whoop his ass, but Jake's kind of stood on his 10 toes. Mm-hmm. They couldn't get the best of him. Right. But that goes back to the one people being stronger than the other. Right. Got that?
Yep, Job 9:24.
Yep.
Book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked.
So the Most High bestowed the earth to the wicked, which is Esau, Edom. All right, the profane one outside the temple, the devil's reject. Okay, that's why his face is on the dollar. And people know that. People look at Esau like, okay, you guys are running the earth right now. Mm-hmm. Okay, so people know that shit, man. Yeah, need more. He must have called. Somebody must have called.
Yeah, because he was screaming for bloody murder, for their life. He probably ran into the garage there. You see, because Jake came out this way. So
he probably still up in there hiding.
You know what I'm saying? He probably got a hold of somebody's phone. He ain't got one himself and called. He ain't fucking with us.
Book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
That's how we know who the wicked is. Because when you go into the time of Renaissance, they were doing something called iconoclasm, which means the destruction to the facing of images or whitewashing, man. You know, give me that picture of Caesar.
Says he. The boy says he.
And that's why you got this image right here. You know, we got to get.
The book of Joel, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges thereof.
So he covered the faces of the judges and put up his face. And you go back to the Maccabees and say they laid open the book of the law, which is the Bible, the scriptures, where the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. That's where you get the image of white Jesus from. That's the likeness of their images, which is the Most High.